Hey guys, it's Joe. If you want to listen to more of the Designated Drinkers podcast, you can find us on Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and most major podcast apps. Also, give us a like on Facebook if you want to see some more crazy and funny antics from us, the boys.
Welcome to the Designated Drinkers podcast. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
I'm going to do finger tapping.
Watch your profanity.
I almost told him, I almost called you and said that I wasn't going to show up today. And then he's like, dude, I would have been pissed. I'm like, why? I would have been playing Stardew Valley.
It's a fun game.
I've been playing Far Cry 5.
Hey guys, welcome to the Designated Drinkers podcast ASMR. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna open some.
Did you just say ASMR?
Yeah, that's right. Do you know what ASMR is?
I do not.
Paper crinkling. Yeah. So ASMR is that feeling that you get when you hear a noise, like that, like nice feeling. So like tingle, like that. Not like that. So like yeah, like people ASMR is this like feel the sensation you get like when you see somebody like get something like no not that.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, no. Like somebody if somebody gets a head
I need a
massage,
shower.
like you get that sensation,
Or
if
like
you-
going to the barber. Like,
Right,
or
yeah.
like,
Oh, okay.
when you're
Not like I
it's-
would know that because I'm bald.
You can still shave that fucking thing off your face.
Nah, fuck that.
Oh, yeah, baby, I'm so wet.
Oh, stop. Oh, no. Hey, guys, welcome to the Designated Drinkers podcast. My name is Carlo,
Tom.
Darian.
and we have our awesome guest back again now to the new Designated Drinkers.
Steve. I just bumped the.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Wait, say it.
Proud of you.
No, whatever. Hey,
Wait,
well,
were you recording when I was making that noise?
all of it.
God
All
damn
of it, yeah.
Especially, I noticed he was recording once he started whispering on.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I said, welcome to the Designated Drinkers podcast.
Yeah, wait, what does it stand? Oh, some kind of feeling or something.
It's like
I stopped paying
what is
attention.
it like audio sensory
ASMR.
meridian?
Autoerotic
Only thing I can
asphyxiation?
It's called
what
Autonomous
response?
Sensory Meridian Response.
Yeah.
And what that means is
English,
a term
please.
used for an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck with uppers. It's so if you get like a tingling sensation when you see somebody else,
There are people
or like
that-
a noise or something, like
There
a
are
nice
people that
feeling.
don't get that
Nope.
at all.
Yeah,
I don't.
You don't at all?
you're
Really?
dead inside.
I probably am.
I mean, like,
I ain't gonna lie about
that
that.
is like a real.
Yeah.
Like,
You have no soul.
watching.
That's why.
Okay, for me,
I
one of the
sold
big
it.
things is the joy of painting. Holy cow. Like, I could watch Bob Ross and, like, that just, it does it every time.
Really?
It does it every time for me.
Sploosh.
For
Just-
me, it's people.
You made it dirty.
Don't make it dirty. It's not dirty. You don't do that.
Oh, come on, it was
Wait.
that's hilarious.
Not into dudes
you-
with perms.
Do you believe that those paintings are where he hid his bodies?
I like that. That's.
I mean,
I have heard that.
Is that
actually.
a thing? Is that
That's like a theory? Yeah.
No
I mean,
shit.
it's a joke theory.
Yeah, no
but
shit,
yeah.
but
Or is it?
it's
Dun dun.
it's like mementos with serial killers.
right?
Dude, we need like
It's-
the Law and Order sound effect for those special moments where you're like, or is it? And then just
That's why I had the fucking tablet plugged in the
I'm
other day.
okay with it as long as you don't
And I
blow
had
our fucking
and
ears
I
out.
had a fucking keyboard like connected to it and shit.
no. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like every single
That's a
time
good
I was
idea.
looking, yeah, I know, but I fucked it up. It was my fault. So
That's why
hey,
we just pre-do it before
Dun,
we put
dun.
headphones on.
So the one thing that we are doing now more often here at the Designated Drinkers podcast,
We're
Is
still
drinking.
learning.
as
Lots
besides that,
of that.
is we do a little like a little icebreaker, right? And what we're gonna do in a minute once I find them again, what we're gonna do is like we're gonna do like a 60-second timer.
Talk about ladyboys.
Yeah, and
Ooh,
besides that, we're gonna do a 60-second timer, and then you or whoever is going will answer as many questions as possible.
Cool.
All right. So let me get to the questions. We're gonna wait for Darian to come back.
Or will
Sorry,
they?
I need alcohol.
Dun dun.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Tom. All right.
I don't
Tom's
care.
gonna go first. Hey, Darian, can you set a 60-second timer? Oh shit, my phone's dying. Look at that. How about being unprepared, right?
I charged mine on the way over.
Oh, did you really? Nice. Well, do you want to do the 60
Nope.
seconds? Oh, okay.
You got a long enough drive,
It's in my
so
pocket. Yeah, I know.
Say
right?
one.
All right. Just you tell me. Actually, I'm gonna start reading the question, and then you.
Yeah.
You start it. All right. So, Tom, if you were famous, what would you be famous for? Would be famous for saying
It's a good one. I like it.
My penis and how
Sure.
small it is.
If you had a boat, what would you name it?
Oh man, I got a good one.
You can say it after he's done.
The iceberg.
If you could pick a TV show to be your life, what show would it be?
The Sopranos.
If your best friend picked a tattoo for you to get, what would he or she pick?
Probably a penis on my face.
Correct.
No,
If you could only eat one restaurant forever, what restaurant would it be?
Texas Roadhouse.
If you could only wear one type of shoes for the rest of your life, what type of shoes would it be? I know this.
Cowboy boots.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, so surprised.
Or boat shoes, one of the two.
Yeah. If you could have any celebrity be your best friend, which celebrity would you pick?
Oh, that's a rough one. Best friend or best friend with benefits?
Best friend.
I guess Chris Pratt. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
yeah.
Chris Pratt?
seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
No, fuck him. Especially after Infinity War. Fuck him.
Oh, yeah,
Just saying.
right. Let's blame him.
Do you,
I still haven't
I blame
watched,
him.
I still haven't seen it.
do you
yet.
have
We
like?
won't spoil it for you.
I
Neither
mean, I
has
don't
he.
care.
I mean,
know
you know
most
what?
of
It's been like how many weeks
Yeah.
now?
Technically, if I said a spoiler right now,
I
you
don't
could not blame me.
I don't care. I have
Exactly.
no. I don't care.
What would the boat name be for you?
Pillar of Autumn.
The
Like
Pillar
I
of
just
Autumn.
read I just read a really cool Reddit thread. Gosh, it was probably like 2 weeks ago now, but it was like talking about a bunch of the ships from Halo, from the Halo series, and how cool the names are. Like, I mean, there's
Oh,
some
yeah,
really
actually,
good
I did-
freaking names.
I did
Pillar
read
of
that
Autumn.
thread.
That's an awesome name.
That is.
What's Truth and Reconciliation? That's a cool name for
That
a
is.
ship.
That is a
Like,
cool name
Agreed.
for sure.
Actually,
They had a lot of really cool ones.
I would have named it the Stunad.
What does do not mean?
It means dumbass.
Yeah.
Or another good one is
So don't get in the boat with me.
the C word. SEA.
It's implied.
Oh, that's
WARD.
that's
But
funny.
then it sounds like
Yeah.
the C word.
The C is in Charlie word. All right,
that's from Arrested Development.
It's implied.
so-
It's okay.
Steve, you want to go
All right,
next?
Sure.
All right, let's see here. Okay, if you created your own country, what would it be called?
Oh gosh. There would be no name.
If all your clothes had to be one color forever, what color would you pick?
Green.
If you had to be an animal, which animal would it be?
A fox.
If you had lots of money,
what
what
does fox say?
unnecessary thing would you splurge on?
Oh gosh. Unnecessary?
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
You want to
A
skip
3D
it?
printer.
3D
A really nice one.
Expensive one.
If you
Yeah.
could switch places with anyone in your family for a day, who would it be?
My son?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you wrote a book, what would it be called?
Oh gosh.
I'd read that book. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Don't throw him off. You want to skip it?
Yeah, let's skip it.
Yeah. If you had to use a fake name, what fake name would you make up?
Ed Esposito.
You know, I was sitting around today and I was like, I want a fake name, and then I thought of like, fuck, what was it? It was something along the lines of like Jimmy Ecuador or some shit like
awesome.
that, and I was like, I would just pick a name, like a generic name, and like a country.
Sammy
like in southern-
Peru.
Right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you
It's
know?
like, whoa.
So
The next New York bestseller.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
oh gosh.
No, it was go out. Oh
So,
gosh.
like,
Oh no.
So I remember when I was like 16, I was working at a ski resort, and every morning on the drive in, the weather report would be given by a guy named Ed Esposito. I can't remember what station that was on, but I remember he had a very distinctive voice. Well, one
that
day I was working at the resort, and a guy came in and handed me his paperwork to get his skis and stuff, and it said Ed Esposito. And I was like, that's not you. Like, that's definitely not you. Like, this is a fake name. And then a week later he came back, and there was a different name on his paperwork when he came back through. Like, so he was using fake names to rent skis.
Oh, that's
What
weird.
are you doing? Like, so that's why, like, that, yeah.
What have you done in your life that you have to use a fake name to rent skis?
To rent skis
Like-
in Ohio.
Hey, bro, I don't want the cops knowing about me. Like,
Ski patrols on my, they're
man.
on my trail.
That's why all my credit cards have different names too.
That's smart. Never got to pay it back.
Just kidding.
that's why.
Yeah, so was I.
That's why all my girlfriends know me by different names.
There you go.
Right, that's what it is. Darian.
Just kidding, Nicole.
You're
I know
next.
you're listening.
And Renee. And Donna.
And Jessica.
And Nicole.
Not other Nicole.
Different Nicole.
Nicole,
you,
too.
You know who I'm talking about. Right? Just like 8 different Nicoles.
Just got them numbered in your phone.
Right. All right, Darian, it's your turn. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you could eliminate one food so that no one could eat it ever again, what would you pick to destroy? That's awesome.
Cheesy potatoes.
Oh, you bastard.
Good
son
If
of
you
a
had to
bitch.
wear a hat,
Well,
You're a
ev-
gentleman and a scholar.
if you had to wear a hat every day for the rest of your life, what type of hat would it be?
Baseball cap.
If you could create one holiday, what would you create?
Gamers Day.
Nice. If you were a vegetable, what would it be? What would you be?
Jalapeno.
What do you mean if?
If you
Ah. No. I take that back. Cucumber.
because of the implication. If you were an Olympic athlete, what sport would you compete in?
I don't know.
Beer pong.
Okay,
if
beer
you were
pong.
the president, what would you change about the decorations in the White House? The White House.
Being white? I don't know.
If you were a type of gene, what type would you be?
Like jeans
Like
kind
a
of thing?
jeans, yeah.
Oh, fuck that. I'll just be the kind of pants that were like you
Daisy
zip off at
Dukes.
the
No.
knees.
I would be tight jean pants for ladies. Just kidding.
I would be those rip-off
Tearaway, breakaway.
pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
MC Hammer pants.
Right. Nice. The parachute.
Yep.
Oh, do you guys want to do me? Do me? Yeah.
I always
I'd rather
wanna
not.
do
I'd
it.
rather
do.
not.
Well, maybe later.
Yeah, let me see it.
Okay.
Where do you want me to start
at the
it?
top. At the top.
Of course, you would pick this as your first
It
question.
was literally if you look at that one, that's the last question.
Okay.
Oh, whatever.
If you could be one superhero, which superhero would you be?
Oh shit, Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh shit! You act like you didn't know what the question.
I
was.
didn't read it. That's not how it works.
If you could turn the ocean into a liquid other than water, which would you pick?
Oil, just to be a dick.
There's like a lot of implications for that. Like,
Fuck that.
We're
I'd be-
called the designated drinkers. Come on, man. All right. If you had
I
to be
guess.
a Siamese twin with
too
one
late.
person, who would you pick to be stuck with?
Tom, just to fuck with him all the time.
yes.
Dude, then we'd be jerking the same dick. That would be weird.
No, that's not like.
We would be stuck at like the hip or
I
something.
mean, like, yeah.
I don't want to jerk off in front of you. That's strange.
Well,
I only
that's
do
how-
that when you're looking
That's
away.
how it works, though.
If you could pick 3 famous people to be a part of your entourage, who would you pick?
Chris Pratt, Robert Downey Jr., and Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's a pretty good.
Right.
lineup.
I thought Marvel Universe.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would you pick?
Nah 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 by Akon.
All right.
I was just listening to it today and it's stuck in my head.
Nice.
I wanna make up right now, nah, nah.
I want to ask you this one last.
Sure,
time.
go ahead.
Which celebrity would you pick to exchange lives with?
Lil Dicky. It looks like he's got a fun life.
Are you sure that you didn't just pick that because he took over Usher's body or whatever?
Not Usher.
Whatever.
Is that my
Nope.
dog chewing a bone or something?
my penis?
Did you like? I just heard like a crackling noise, right? Whatever.
hear
I don't
anything.
care.
I don't
It
know
doesn't
what it
matter.
is.
We're definitely having to get like
Yeah,
whatever.
you need,
yeah, those.
you need
those.
shock.
I'm just gonna. I might just splurge and buy a couple.
I mean, you can make them pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, like a circle with rubber bands, right?
Yeah, I'll show
Yeah.
you mine. I think I got pictures of mine.
No shit. Yeah. Okay. Great.
If I don't, I'll have Anna take a picture of it at home.
Okay.
and shoot it over
Awesome.
here.
That'd be great. We gotta have her on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah. If she wasn't busy tonight, she said she would have loved to have come, but
Yeah,
she
that would have been
couldn't-
great.
She couldn't make it tonight.
Well, we'll have to get you both back.
Yeah,
we'll
that'd be
just have to
awesome.
get you both back.
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we could play
guys can-
Stardew Valley.
Yeah. You guys can promote your. You have
Oh,
a
yeah.
podcast now, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not up and running yet.
Okay.
We've recorded a couple episodes.
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
What's it called?
It is called Grow Differently.
What's it
And
about?
it's about parenting and issues that affect young families.
You know what we should do? Because
be
of the
interested in
because
that.
of the fact that our shows are polar opposites.
Yes. Yes.
Well, they are. It's the
Yeah,
truth.
no, exactly.
You guys should record an ad once you have everything
Yeah,
up
that'd
and
be
running.
cool. Yeah,
Record an
yeah.
ad.
sure.
We'll do one for
sure.
us, and if anything, if you could be like, oh, if you want to hear something like
A little more raunchy.
polar opposite
know.
from this,
Something,
rated R.
yeah,
More than anything, I think
degenerates and, yeah, that's cool.
you do not want these people around your families. Just remember that.
Stay away.
But go ahead, have
that'd
a
be
listen.
Cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
because
cool,
I mean,
for
it's
sure.
completely polar opposite
Yeah.
show, so it's not like we're all like
That's a
up
good
in each
idea.
other's business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good
that
idea.
that and it's also the one thing that I'm starting to realize is it's about kind of cross promotion and
Yeah.
whatnot
It
because
very much
That's very important.
it's kind of like we had a guy on here who I currently work with, Matt Chase, who's a musician. I don't know if you listened to that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, we plugged some of his stuff for
That's
his
so
show
cool,
and
yeah.
stuff, and when we actually went out to his show.
We went to see him live. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went
I
out.
said I
We
missed
went
that.
out to his show, and when we were
was good.
there, he said, "Hey guys, go check out the Designated Drinkers." On
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so it's really about cross promotion.
No,
so
for sure, for
once
sure.
you guys get it fired up, just let us know.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
will.
for sure.
We will, definitely.
I'm sure we have like 20 people that listen, so I'm sure like one out of like the 20 will actually find it.
No,
like,
that's
find
cool.
Find
Yeah.
it interesting.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
But
Are
yeah,
you guys
so-
gonna drink while you're doing it?
I probably will. She can't right now.
yeah, congrats,
Being
by the
thank
way.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats.
What? You guys are having another?
Yeah, number 3.
Congratulations,
November. Thank
man.
you very much. Thank you. Yeah,
was
it's
it planned
exciting.
or an accident?
I mean, like, we're not trying to. So, like,
Right.
Not
Yeah, I
trying.
got you.
Okay. I got
So-
you. I
It
got
was
you.
it was during a practice session. You know?
How's it going? I like that. It was
So-
during a practice.
We went to Subway,
Yes.
right? And we got there, and there was this
Subway, eat crap.
yeah, there was
Yeah,
this
well, it
lady.
still tastes good.
Yeah, there was this lady outside. That worked,
Damn it!
You son of a bitch.
I just looked like a complete fucking
That was
retard.
pretty funny.
you did. You did.
But I
look
mean,
like
that's
an
like
idiot.
every day, Tom. So it's like
Oh,
extra
But
today.
this was the extra part.
Okay, go on.
But anyways, so we were we got there, and there was this lady that worked at Subway. She's the only one there, and she was smoking. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So as we walk in, she passes by, and I noticed she's pregnant. But I didn't put I didn't put 2 and 2 together, at all.
Until
At
we were
all,
walking
like,
out.
Not until we were walking out, like, and she was rude as hell.
Oh yeah, she was.
Like I was talking to Darian, I was like, half of me was a little afraid of her. As I was placing my order, because like I was like, I didn't want to tell her anything at all. She was just a scary lady.
Like she was
you
just
guys
like.
didn't say anything when I was smoking and pregnant.
Yeah, well,
that's
we knew
different.
how you. We know
Because
how
it's
you get.
because I hate you. We know how you get.
That's why I lost that
No,
baby.
and the thing about dude, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. I didn't like that. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways,
It's okay.
I fucking hate you. So like we're walking out, and I was like, Darian. He's like, yeah. I was like, she's pregnant. He's like, yeah. I was like, Darian, she was smoking. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't put that together either. I was like, I just put that together. And he's like, yeah, and it was a black and mild. I was like, you noticed that, but you didn't notice that she was pregnant.
She's like smoking, and the next thing you know, she
But it
pulls
could
out
have
like
been
a
weed.
40.
It could have been weed.
Yeah, it wasn't weed.
It could have
Even if
been.
it was, that's still not good for a baby.
No, When
It's
we were
not.
taking Lamont classes, they said that
my
they were like, there's no studies been shown that weed has affected a baby.
Yeah, but like,
There's no study shows that it has.
but it
They
does-
might be
Exactly.
talking about edible, not
yeah, maybe
smoking it.
maybe edibles or like CBD oil
Yeah,
or something.
CBD.
Like that's
And-
cool.
and-
But like, holy cow, yeah, like you, as someone who enjoys tobacco,
Right.
like, yeah, it's not a good idea. Like you're taking
Smooth.
combusted material into your body.
Right.
Like, that's not good for you.
That's one reason why I'm glad I'd never be able to get pregnant, because I would have a hard ass time stopping smoking.
And everybody has a hard time, but
well.
at the end of the day, you have a life inside you, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
unless
gotta
you're a
make
piece of
different.
shit.
Like you have a
to make different
responsibility
choices.
to that child.
Right.
Like, holy crap.
You know, that's one. You said that you listen to Rogan's podcast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Dude, he talks up CBD
Yeah, oh, yeah.
all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of want to start looking into it, because I hear that there's a lot of good benefits.
I
to
have
it.
friends who, I know a girl who has anxiety issues, and she is on like a CBD tincture that she takes, and like it helps her tremendously.
So for people who don't know what CBD is,
It's like an extract from
I was just about to ask that.
from cannabis. That
Yeah.
It doesn't have any of the THC, in
THC
it.
or anything in it.
So
Oh,
like
okay.
it's
Okay.
not. It doesn't show up on like on
Drug screens?
drug screening and anything like that.
Is it-
But it's,
is it something
it's
that still gets
it's still
people high?
technically a Schedule 1 drug. Though.
Yeah, it's still technically
Dude,
illegal.
we were just
no,
talking.
it doesn't get you high at all or anything. Like,
it's strictly for
but
like,
it's
medical
still Schedule
purposes.
1. It's absolute
We-
baloney.
It
we were
helps
just
with, like-
talking about the fact that
Yeah.
weed and like any
Oh,
any
like-
extracts of it is Scheduled 1 next to like
yeah,
meth
like
and,
freaking and
crack.
And heroin and all that,
Freaking
yeah.
crack cocaine and marijuana derivatives.
Well-
like
Right.
Screw you.
The thing that I
Yeah.
find funny about it is
It was all political.
Oh yeah, well,
was all
the
political.
entire war on drugs it all stems from Richard Nixon trying to find a way to silence his political opponents.
know what you're talking
I'm not a crook.
well,
I'm not very criminal.
I just think of Futurama. Futurama.
the thing that I find funny about it is if you look up the meanings behind the schedules on the drugs
Oh,
list,
it's so arbitrary.
Schedule 1 means that there's no medical purpose to it.
Like screw you, there is. Like there are people who have seizures
Benefit
every day
very much
that
from
they take CBD oil and they're not
fine.
having seizures anymore. I mean that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I mean now don't get me wrong, it's not like some miracle cure all thing.
Right.
This is somebody
It
I've
does
never
have benefits though.
I think I have seen weed now. Up until like a year ago, I'd never even seen it. Okay, so I don't smoke weed. I don't,
What do you mean seeing
I
weed?
never
Like
even
the
seen
plant?
it in no,
or
any,
like,
anything.
or like
a
a mushed
baggie,
up-
anything.
Oh,
No,
He's
okay.
just known it was weed. He hasn't
I've-
physically seen it.
I've never seen it. I mean, I may have now. I
Okay.
can't remember.
Yeah, whatever. But
But
okay.
so I'm not. I have no personal
Right,
investment
yeah,
in any of this. But it's like it's ridiculous the way that we treat it. You
Yeah.
know, because I mean.
it's just
It's
a plant.
something. I mean, everybody who venerates our founding fathers in this country, guess what? They all grew hemp.
The-
They all,
Hemp's a form of
freaking George Washington grew. I mean, hundreds of bushels of weed on his farm.
the thing that I find funny about it is that we know for a fact that tobacco can cause all kinds of
yeah,
like,
it's
and that's-
incredibly dangerous.
that's
Look at the amount
legal.
of people that
Right.
die from that every year. I mean, it's insane. And alcohol. We outlawed alcohol in this country.
yeah.
And then we realized, oh, wow, more people started dying because we outlawed it. Mm-hmm. What did I just knock over?
Oh yeah. Here, pass
More
me that.
people started dying because we outlawed it.
Yeah.
So we realized, oh, we probably should undo that.
Yep.
And we had two amendments to the Constitution over that. Like,
people kept drinking even if it was outlawed.
well, yeah, okay, if you didn't have prohibition, you don't have Al Capone and the organized crime element.
Right.
Just like today, if you don't have prohibition on on drugs of any kind, where does you all of a sudden lose tons of violent crime because all that violent crime comes from
It
people
stems from somewhere.
Yeah.
people. I mean, the
crime
cartels aren't involved anymore.
Right.
Stuff like that. It's like
You
you
can
don't
tax
have
it.
you don't have people getting into shootouts. Like look at Miller and Bud. They're not on the streets. The drivers of the beer trucks aren't on the streets
shooting at each other.
The
Coke
Bud
and
Light
Pepsi.
driver and exactly. Caffeine is as much a drug
would
as
be-
any of this
It
stuff.
activates the
There
same
are not
amount.
exactly. There aren't Coke and Pepsi trucks on the street. Doing drive-bys on
That
each
would
other.
be a funny ass
It would
skit.
be funny.
Just see that happening.
But seriously, how did Al Capone? If
This is
without
our territory,
prohibition-
motherfuckers. Coca-Cola for
this is a
life.
Coke town.
This is
Fucking you,
Okay, well,
you just see them hop out of the truck and start shooting at each other. You're like, what
With
the
the
fuck is
wrong
happening?
neighborhood
Pepsi
boy.
polo on. But
You
without
fall into two.
prohibition,
You fall into two. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you.
you're
fall
good.
into two gangs. Like you're the Reds, the Cribs, or the
Yes.
Bloods.
Well, that's what it would be. It's ridiculous. You look at prohibition. Without prohibition, you don't have the mafia with the control that it had had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even today, they're still around. And
Not
they're
talked about.
They're just
They're-
they're
exactly.
underground.
Yeah.
they're dealing. They're making money off of the two big things that they make their money off of are drugs, illicit narcotics, and prostitution.
Well,
And both of those things are illegal.
Yeah.
Bally's Fitness was a front for
Yeah.
the mafia.
Well, another
Were they
big thing
really?
is, another big thing is like funeral homes,
Yeah.
and stuff like
Wait,
that. That's all.
LA Fitness?
Ballet.
Ballet.
Bally's way back like
Oh, okay,
5-10 years ago.
Well, that's the reason why, like, if if you look at it, people think that the mafia isn't still around, but they went underground
fuck no, dude.
because after all that shit went down with like all the RICO laws putting into effect and all that, they were like, "Fuck this, we're gonna keep a low
That's
profile."
what. See, the thing is, increasing the legislation about all that stuff. It doesn't do anything but drive it further underground. And you know what? That actually, I hate to monopolize and start talking about political stuff, but that's everything. Anything that you do. I mean, you look at this recent thing with the cake, the gay cake.
Oh, the
thing.
cake thing.
Oh,
Okay. I hate to bring this up.
I don't
think it's
know
stupid,
how
to
I
be
feel
honest.
about
Okay,
this.
okay. So real quick, let me
Yeah,
just
you're
give
good. No,
you.
you're-
Let me
you're
just
good.
give you the quick.
No, I'm
rundown
saying
on
about the
this.
cake thing.
No, I know the cake thing.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. Okay, that's where I'm taking this train. all
Yeah,
right?
okay, good,
Okay,
man.
so the cake thing.
It's
I-
your microphone.
I'm totally. I have no problem with anyone who wants to have a same-sex relationship. If you want to get married, Godspeed.
You do you, boo-boo.
You do exactly. You do you. That's totally fine. That's not for me, but that's fine. I'm all for. Everybody should be allowed to do whatever they want with their body.
Yeah.
Okay. They can make any agreement between consenting adults. That's fine by me. All right.
Unless you're pedophiles.
They're not affecting you.
Well, pedophile, consenting adults.
Yeah, consenting adults. Yes.
Okay, so so this whole deal with the gay couple who went to a bakery and wanted a cake, and the guy said, "No, it's against my religious convictions." Okay, fine, that's your attitude. What could have happened is, he could have said, "Okay, fine, I'll do it. I don't want to, but I'll do it."
Yeah, I mean, money's money.
Okay, he could have done that and, whatever, fine, okay. But he could have also said, "Okay, I'm going to do it." But then what's to stop him from spitting in that cake?
True.
Yeah.
What's to stop him from
I guess
putting what's to stop him from dropping,
I'm sure,
something on the ground, picking it up and throwing it in the cake? What's to stop him from peeing in that cake? You know?
I mean, you make a valid point.
Yeah,
like,
that's
what's-
right.
what's-
If I'm a gay guy and you own an establishment that says no gay people, or then I'm gonna stay away from you. I'm not
Yeah.
taking my business to you.
Exactly. I'm sure,
If I'm a black guy and you are making outrageously racist comments and saying we don't like to serve black people here, I'm gonna stay away from your store. I'm not gonna give you money.
And-
Now, if Now, currently, you're not allowed to refuse anyone's service. You're not allowed to say you're going to refuse anyone's service, right?
Well, I think where you're going from there is you're not. What I want to clarify is you're not allowed to refuse somebody's service based on their skin, their
exactly
the way
based
they
on
look.
protected class, like
I'm
being
sure-
a
Yeah.
protected
Like,
class.
I'm sure
if
that guy
you're
was
a
a
fucking
dick about it.
asshole,
I can
yeah,
refuse you service.
you
Yeah,
can be
that's
refused
legal.
service.
I'm
That's
sure, like-
different.
Okay, but the thing is, I would rather know.
Right.
If you're an outrageously racist piece of crap, I want to know. I'm not going to come to your establishment and give you money
Well,
and risk maybe you spitting in my food, maybe you touching your junk while you're before you go and make my
I'm sure
hamburger.
because all this happened.
Boogers and cum.
The thing that blows my mind with that nowadays is why are you going to turn away money
Yeah.
over something?
True.
And you know
as-
what? If that's your choice, then go ahead. Do
Yeah,
that.
but I'm sure,
Totally
like, this
do
whole
that.
thing started.
Do that because I don't want to give you money if that's your attitude.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get that, but what I'm saying is I don't understand why that's such. I get that people have their own beliefs and whatever, but I don't understand why that's such a top priority over what you do for a living.
True. I'm
You
sure
know,
that, like
I mean, like me personally, I would not, but I know people who would, and it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, fine, that's your choice.
I'm sure because all this
You know.
thing started.
I don't-
Because
I
the
don't
guy was
know.
an asshole about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
if
mean,
you could have been like, hey,
again, would you want to risk that?
Right.
If
I
mean,
if there were people,
I
if
think
there were
what
people-
I think what ended up happening in that situation though, it was the fact that first he went, no, I don't know, like we weren't there, right? We were.
Yeah.
I wish I would have. I was the fly on the wall that was there when they met.
Well, the thing you
when
have to
he went-
remember about a lot of this stuff,
I heard
is
that
it's-
that's going to the Supreme Court.
No, it
It
already
already
did.
did.
And
Yeah,
it,
it did
and it
already.
was rejected.
Yeah,
like they
but
shut it
the
down.
reason it was rejected
ruled against
it wasn't because of the fact it wasn't.
They ruled
in
it as a
favor,
freedom of speech instead of a freedom of association.
It wasn't in favor. It failed in the Supreme Court, not in favor of him because of the fact that he's allowed to, but because of the fact that,
That
it
it
was,
was-
because of the way that it went through the court systems incorrectly.
They said that it was they said that the
It was
Commission
essentially
for
It was essentially based
whatever.
on feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the courts ruled on feelings instead of actually being
Yeah.
impartial about it, and
because
that's
they
why
had
he
because
won.
there had been I think like 4 other cases
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that were the opposite, that were reversed, and they ruled in the opposite.
right in favor
direction.
of the it would
The
be
bakeries and the other ones.
Yeah, and well, I think from what I read and understand, and I watched this guy Phil DeFranco, and he kind of explained it very well.
Phil's
was,
great, yeah.
Yeah, so he said it was based on the fact that it wasn't because if it would have came and it would have gone through correctly in like the proper channels and the rulings were correct, they most likely would have ruled with the gay couple.
Yeah.
I'm sure,
But because of how it was, the whole case was fucked. Essentially, they ruled against it because it did not. It wasn't done right.
even if they did win, would you really want to have a cake from that
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
right,
That's
right.
the fact
If-
of the matter. Why
I-
would you want them to make you a cake if
if you won this case?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
the
that's
the thing
ridiculous.
is now every day is like super Sue happy though too.
Well,
see,
but you also
oh
have
my
to think
God,
about
yes.
like, you also have to think about the fact that people have been like in the past. I'm not saying now. I mean, there's still racism now, but I'm saying people had to fight for what they have. Right? A
True.
lot of people had to
Okay,
fight for
so-
what they have, and because they have to fight for what they have, a lot of people are probably still very like
Well, think about
they're
it.
they're still in the fight stage. They're like we feel like we don't have everything that everybody
So-
else the same rights as everybody else does, and well, actually you're pretty much there. You know, like I mean, there's people that are very
Still old fashioned.
they're old fashioned about things. Yeah,
But I mean, okay, on a whole, I think I technically am a registered Republican right now.
Are
Okay?
you?
I don't know. I registered like years ago.
okay.
I don't really vote anymore. But
Yeah, man, make America great again.
Can I say one thing before we get off?
I voted for Ron Paul in the last election.
Yeah. All right.
Who
I'm
wasn't
okay with
even-
that.
Who did? I will say, the candidate I voted for did get 1 electoral vote. So that
There
was
you
pretty
go,
nice.
buddy.
That whole system's fucked. By the way.
Can I say one
saying.
thing real quick? If I would have walked into that place and he would have said, "No, I don't serve your
Yeah.
kind" or whatever, it would have been like, All right,
then
well,
screw
fuck you. I'm going to go to the bakery down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It wouldn't.
But I mean, like, I'm sure, like, he was an
I
asshole
think-
about it when
yeah,
he brought it up.
but-
But I'm sure, like, if he could have took a different approach,
Okay, so
I'm sure we wouldn't even hear
actually-
about it. till
Actually,
this.
he told them that he would not make them a wedding cake, but he told them that anything else that they wanted, he would make for them.
Right.
Like, I get it. I get it. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to make a wedding cake for a gay couple. That's his choice. You know, in my opinion, anybody should be free to refuse to do. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
to tell somebody that they have to do something, okay,
It makes you not
by
want to do
threat
it.
of force, that's akin to slavery. All right,
Yeah.
it really is. So for me to tell you, okay, you have. I mean, a doctor to tell a doctor they have to treat a person, even though they're not going to get paid. That's akin to slavery.
But you also have to think about, well, if you're going doctors, I think what then stops you from helping somebody that's about to die based on the color of their skin? It all goes back to that, right?
Okay,
It,
okay.
you have to change the perspective of, yes, it's a gay couple, but what if it was just a black and
Are
like a
you
mixed
gonna?
couple?
Are
Real-
you going
real
to
quick,
go? Okay.
At the same point, though, doctors take an oath.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like.
Not bakeries don't take an oath. I mean, they take an oth to take
well,
your
I
money.
mean, they might.
yeah.
No,
They
I
might
mean,
be like,
bakery
"This is
oath.
the baker's oath."
okay. So, like, yes, a doctor
mic's too
does
high.
take an oath to heal.
We can
Or
serve
do no
everybody
harm,
except for the gays.
you know. But are
The
you gonna?
gays.
You know, okay. You hear that a doctor didn't treat a man that he saw because he was black. Are you gonna go to that doctor? If you hear about that,
I mean, I
No.
wouldn't.
No, you put him out of
specifically.
business.
Would you go to that doctor?
Fuck no, you put
Hell
him out
no.
of business.
Hell no. I'm not a minority, you know? I mean, but I'm not going to go to
You're
that
not?
doctor. I know.
But
I did get a little tan. I did get a little
But
tan.
we're
this
we're
summer.
talking about the fact that there has to be repercussions.
I mean, that is
If
a
you-
that is a
True.
repercussion.
I understand.
That is I mean,
If
that's
you
the
let-
biggest repercussion.
Right. If you let somebody die,
You're
you
a
are
monster.
At fault. You're a monster.
You're a
That's
mon-
right.
but that's not. But it's not his responsibility to do that. You can't force someone to do that. How can you? I mean, like, okay, you try to force a doctor to do something that they don't want to do. What's to stop them from accidentally cutting something? What's to stop them
True.
from accidentally giving him the wrong dose of something? I mean, you can't force someone to do something like that.
Malpractice
And then, I mean,
suits.
but I mean,
Well,
It still happens,
it's
though.
akin to the fact that like
I mean, it happens now.
Yeah, exactly. So
That
even
happens
if
now.
even if for malpractice suits, he could, be like, I accidentally, went to the wrong area, and could actually harm this person.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like with medics and
we
like,
got real
cops
deep
and
today in the
stuff.
Designated Drinkers podcast.
sorry, guys.
With
No,
with,
you're good.
It's a new kind of beer we're drinking.
It happens a lot.
with medics and cops and stuff. Like technically, after you take that oath, you're supposed to respond to any even if you're off
Any-
duty.
Well, the Supreme Court ruled that police do not have to help you. Did you know that?
No,
That's
I did
actually
not
know that.
The Supreme Court ruled that police do not have
Off
to help
duty or
no, on
listeners?
duty. They are not obligated to help citizens.
Well,
They're
listeners,
obligated
you'll
to
learn today.
enforce laws. That's
Oh,
it.
that's
They're
weird.
not. They do not have to help you. If you are,
When was that pushed through?
gosh, I
Because
can't.
I've never heard of that
I don't
before.
know where my phone is. I can find it for you. I can get you the case real quick. But yeah, that's legally they do not have to help you.
So, Tom, when you become a cop, you could just be like, not my problem. Deuces.
It's like, what was it? My phone-
Washington, the Supreme Court ruled on Monday, June 27th, this must have been 2005, that the police did not have a constitutional duty to protect a person from harm, even a woman who obtained a court-issued protective order against a violent husband, making an arrest mandatory for a violation.
What case
What?
is that?
Yeah, this
Do you
was
know?
in 2005.
Didn't he, Georgia
Warren
versus...
versus DC. Yeah.
Yeah, right there, man.
They do not have to protect you.
Did not
That's
have a
insane.
constitutional
What
duty
the
to
fuck?
protect a person from harm.
Yep. So, I'm sorry. That's the people that protect and serve us.
But I'm sure, people still do it, though, even though you
Well,
don't...
I mean, yeah,
Well, I mean-
people
I
still
mean,
do it,
a
but
lot-
they don't have. There's no
Yeah,
repercussions.
true.
Yeah, there's no repercussions to them having to help you. But
and that's where your tax dollars are going. By the way,
Yeah, but
to someone who doesn't have.
how
to
many
help
times
you.
do we
But wait,
hear
does
that,
it?
though?
Did that say while on duty? Because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's
while on duty.
No shit. Yeah. Because I knew for a while there was a thing where if they saw a crime in progress while they were off duty, they were like obligated. No shit. That's insane.
That's
Well,
not
you
their
don't-
job.
Yeah, and it's hard. I don't know.
Why should they be held to a different standard than anyone else?
Right. No,
Okay.
you're right. You're right. It's
I'm
more
sure if we
like
delve into the case, we
I
can figure out that reason. Why
I know.
I mean, no, that's
that cop.
I mean,
I think that most people, I'm not saying everybody, but most people join the police for
To help people.
To help people.
Yeah.
Most
I'm
people.
I'm of that belief. There are
Okay,
yeah,
there's bad
same.
there's
okay,
bad apples
okay, but,
everywhere.
But the saying is, a few bad apples spoils the bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
When you have I know a bunch of police. All right. I've got police in my family. I know a bunch of police. They look the other way on stuff. That there is the fraternal order of police. Okay, they're looking out for each other. When an officer is found negligent, and when they get sued, who pays? Who pays for that? It doesn't come out of any cop pensions.
We do.
The officer does not pay himself. The taxpayers pay.
No.
True.
You pay. So if you live in a town and you get wrongfully arrested in that town, and judge finds in your favor, you're paying technically if you sue in retaliation to that. You're paying. Your tax dollars are going to pay you. I mean, that's crazy, isn't
Right.
it? Isn't that nuts? Mm-hmm. That's absolutely nuts.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean, nobody said that our system was
Perfect.
good.
Well, since we're on
I
the
mean, a
topic
lot of
of-
people do. A lot of people think it's great. I know people who think there's no problem with the way police do things. There's
no-
no problem with the way that things are done.
I think
there are. There's
needs-
lots of problems.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a correction on how a lot of things are handled, but we should also ask the people of Venezuela how they're doing, right? They have a corrupt government, like a very, very corrupt government, and a leader that has already appointed himself as essentially a dictator.
Yeah.
Like he
I
doesn't
did
want
not
to
know
say it
that.
out loud. Yeah, Venezuela's fucked.
What's the boulevard
What
at
Venezuela?
now? It's like
It's bad.
It's
Like,
insane.
they're going everywhere. And the thing about it is, like, I see a lot of Peruvians shit on people from Venezuela. And the issue on that is the fact that in my mind I'm like, you fucking assholes are doing the same shit that racist people up here are doing
Yeah.
to people that come here for a better life. And that sucks. I'm like, everybody had a shitty situation there, and now everybody's blaming, and they want to kick out. They're like, oh, they need to go back to their country. They need to, they're fucking taking our jobs.
That's
they're
like
doing all
what
these
we're
things.
technically
very much
wanting
like a-
to do to Mexicans.
Right.
It's like
yes.
very much the same situation.
Yes, it's very much. All South America is the United States right now when it comes to immigration, and it's fucked because
Well, they
like
got
everybody
America
because
in the
yeah
name.
because because everybody wants to be treated nice, but when shit starts going down for them, it's like, oh no, fuck that, fuck these guys, they need to get the fuck out, and it sucks, man.
Yeah, it does.
To me, I hurt for the people of Venezuela because of the fact
I
that
do too.
yeah, because of the fact that they're suffering. People
They've
are
been-
suffering.
They've been so screwed over.
Yes.
Over the past few decades, things have just turned to absolute crap for
Right.
them. There's no reason that they should not be one of the most wealthy countries in
Totally.
Yeah.
not only in South America but in the whole Western Hemisphere.
See, I don't really know much about the situation.
I mean, they
like
should-
I know somewhat of what's going on, but I don't really want to speak too much on it because I don't.
Currently, $1 equals 79,900 Venezuelan bolivars.
That's right.
That's insane.
What?
Jesus.
$1?
That's insane.
Yep.
So people are trading in their government issued clothing. They're exchanging that on the black market.
Dude,
for
let's move
food.
to Venezuela. I'd be rich.
You could clean up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But except that
probably-
you can't
you-
because it's a communist dictatorship.
You would also probably be murdered.
Because you're
Just
white.
saying.
Because it's one of
Because
the
you're American.
yeah.
They're like, oh, we can get money off of him.
Sweet.
That shirt would pay for my mortgage.
Hey guys, this is Joe from the Designated Drinkers Podcast. If you like us, why don't you send us a review on iTunes or Podbean? Also, why don't you join our Facebook community? We post a lot of fun and inviting things that I know you'll enjoy. It's like listening to the podcast, but it's all the time on social media. So how can you not love something like that? Send us your comments. Send us questions we can use on the podcast. Also, send us videos. We love to be a part of your lives because you're a part of ours pretty much every Saturday, right? So, give it to your friends. Share it with your friends also. They'll probably like the podcast. In fact, I know they will. And as always, keep on drinking, guys. We love you.
Well, on a more positive note that I heard in the news,
Yeah,
for the cops,
go ahead. Let's switch it up.
is some chick is getting going to court on 18 counts of false rape.
Nice.
Wait, so how is that positive news?
Because she's getting...
Because
She's actually getting her just desserts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not okay. I mean, if she's accusing someone of rape and they are suffering,
The story was, for one of the latest account, was a football player on the opposing team of that school. She accused of being raped by him, and he was like, I don't even know who this chick is, and I have no contact with her. And they investigated it and proved that he was telling the truth. And then they found all her other accusers, and 2 people that are in jail are getting out of jail for
That's
it.
insane.
Yeah,
And she's going to court and is going to be facing time.
She is a shitty person.
I was gonna say,
And
Because
That makes me...
that's like all the people who
actually
have been raped.
Yeah, who have issues.
Oh, Lord.
have to now go through more hoops, especially probably in that area. Somebody that
Well,
actually
not only
has
that,
been raped.
but that like it's already like she has made so
Harmed.
much effort to hurt those people, the people who
Yeah.
have gone through that already.
Yes.
like
Who has been raped.
You're spitting in those people's faces.
Yes.
you're spitting in those
Like,
people's faces.
It's a double-sided coin. It's like, I'm happy that she's getting justice for 18 other counts of accusing people.
I mean, can you imagine?
Practically ruining people's
I'm
lives.
sorry. I'm so glad that I'm married and I'm not dating
How-
right now. Like,
how do you accuse
Ah.
18 different people before they start looking at you?
It's just they just
mean, like-
believe the woman.
Yeah,
that's
but
the only thing I can think
18
of.
people. Come on, you're
They
telling
don't
me
there's not a hard investigation.
I could understand if maybe she accused 2 or 3 people, but 18 dudes. If
Like,
18
the guy-
chicks came out and said, "Hey, this dude
That
raped
football
me,"
guy,
Yeah.
his
that's a different story.
Yeah.
the story on the football guy, his athletic career is pretty much gone. He had
because of her.
scholarships.
Yeah,
Once they heard of it, gone.
That's
of
fucked,
course.
man.
And she fucked somebody's life,
And that stuff's not
she
coming
should-
back.
Yeah,
But
she
it-
should-
but on
and
the
she
other side
should
of the
rot in
coin,
jail.
it, like you guys said, it's going to cause more hoops for people who actually have been raped.
Right.
But-
yeah, it's an issue, and
I mean, of
I'm
course,
just-
the thing is, though, it should, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
And it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. And, I'm sorry, a lot of this is not
It's
beyond
not.
reasonable doubt.
yeah, no, it's people get sentenced based on feelings and emotions.
I
People
would,
get blackballed too.
I would just like to say to anybody who
Hang on, oh fucking shit! I'm listening for that. Do you guys hear that? Yeah,
I have not heard
I'm
it, to be
listening for it.
honest.
I heard it, and I was like, oh, he's talking. Okay, maybe I can turn on the volume on a couple of these so then I can pick it up. But
to anybody who is technically a rapist, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck
you're
you.
a fucking asshole.
that's right. From the designated
Honestly,
drinkers,
yeah.
a big old fuck you.
He's the designated douche.
Yeah, that's right.
My man.
on a different note,
Yeah, let's get on a fucking
yeah,
positive
let's
topic.
get on a let's
I
get on a
think that
brighter
was pretty
side.
positive. She's
Yeah.
getting put to jail.
Yeah,
She's
I-
getting
I
serving time.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm talking about
Yeah, she's-
let's talk about something funny
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
shit.
God. Hey, any funny stories since the last time we've
How
seen
about-
you?
How
Not
about
bad.
Stardew Valley?
Oh, I'm loving Stardew Valley, dude. Being able to play multiplayer on that.
Do you want to lean that closer to you, by the way? I don't know if you're leaning. I was just saying more than
No, I'm
anything
alright.
So
because
for,
you're leaning.
people
I don't want
that-
you to be
No, I'm
uncomfortable.
fine. I'm gonna lean anyway.
So for people that don't know what it is,
Okay,
Educate
so
us.
Stardew Valley is a farming simulator,
An amazing game.
slash RPG slash incredible time sink.
so it's like a better Farmville
Okay,
Yes.
with sex.
I've never played Farmville.
I did.
I mean, implied. I mean, in that you have children in the game. So,
Yeah,
like,
Children.
It's
You can
implied.
have kids.
Yeah, you can have kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know you can court somebody and like you can like
So wait,
marry them,
real-
but I didn't know you can have kids.
Yeah.
Real quick with the multiplayer. So like if you're playing with your wife,
Yeah.
can you marry your wife in the
can.
game?
You
No
can
shit.
marry your wife, yeah.
Oh,
That's
God.
cool.
Okay,
You could have-
so I have been waiting for this game for so long.
So are you playing on the computer?
I am.
Oh,
They
okay.
add like a God of War aspect where you have to press the buttons in order to do it.
Bang. Oh, I thought you were saying
Oh,
God
my
of War
God.
aspect as in your wife and children are murdered by you.
and you become the
And
No,
they
that's
become your
not what I
skin.
meant.
And then your skin is, their ashes.
Lord.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Such
so,
a good game
so like
series.
I remember, gosh, this was years ago. Years ago, I remember seeing a video on YouTube, a trailer for this game, and it was like, oh my gosh, this game is going to be amazing. I actually, so how this really starts for me, I remember playing Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo.
Tom was like, "Hey, I wish this game was on the 3DS." I was like, it's called Harvest Moon."
Yeah, right.
That's what I said to him.
So Super Nintendo, Harvest Moon. My cousin showed me this game, and I was like, "This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing." That game is crap by today's
Compared to this?
standard. By today's standards, oh my gosh, it's garbage. But I just played it probably about, gosh, I bought it on the Wii Virtual Console. Gosh, that was probably almost. When did the Wii come out? That was a while ago.
The Wii came out
Years.
when I was in high school, so it came out in 2007, 2008,
Oh gosh, I was already out
9
of high
maybe,
school then.
maybe 2000. I want to say
maybe
2007.
8 or
Okay.
Yeah.
07, 08.
Something like that. So a little while after that, they put the Super Nintendo Harvest Moon on
Yeah.
the Virtual Console. I played it again, and it's like, oh my gosh, this game is so tedious to play.
Do you have a Switch?
I don't have a Switch yet.
Okay.
I almost
Yet.
bought one.
When you buy
yesterday.
one, let me know because I was
sure.
reading on Twitter and he posted that the next multiplayer roundup is gonna be it's
That's awesome.
PC because it's on beta
Yeah,
now. PC,
yeah.
then it's gonna be Switch, and then it's gonna be Xbox and PS4.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So if you get a Switch, let me know. I also
Yeah,
have
for
I have
sure.
it on the Xbox and I have it on the Switch.
Nice.
I have an issue.
So anyways, I played this
You didn't
game on
pay
the
for the one on the Xbox, you
I
fuck.
didn't, that doesn't mean that I don't have them both.
So I played this game on Super Nintendo, and I loved it. So I went home, and this was, I think I must have had cable internet at the time. I download, and this is okay. So oh gosh, now I need to look at some dates real quick. So I played this game.
The
and
Wii came out in 2006, by the way.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember because I bought mine while I was dealing with graduation stuff. I remember that.
Well, the one thing that I would like to say about it is like some of the other games that I play, that you get like frustrated and irritated and shit, and
Yeah.
you're like, I need a break from this. And this game, you're just like,
Yeah, dude, I could play for hours.
I literally played this game for 5 hours today. I just sat there and played it, and the next thing I knew, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta feed the dog and shower so this way I can get over Carlos' house for the podcast.
You know. By the way, let me start off by saying, as you're looking this up, Steve,
Yeah.
he said a story today that was completely off. We were talking, and he's like, I was gonna call you and tell you that I didn't want to come. I wasn't gonna make the podcast.
He told
and I was like, no, but he said that I asked him why. No. What I said was I would have yelled at you. He's like, why? I was like, because I knew you would just be playing fucking Stardew Valley. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he totally misrepresented me. I
So-
don't just ask why. I know exactly why.
So I must have, let's see, this is 2000, about 2000 that, okay, so it was probably 99, 98, 99, I played Harvest Moon for the
Okay.
first time. I mean, it's a farming simulator with like relationship like simulation as well, where you're like, you you befriend villagers, and you can get married in the game. In fact, in the original one, you had to get married. That was how you finished the game. If you
really?
if you didn't get married, you failed.
Oh, really?
So I played this game and I loved it. It was so cool. I grew up on a farm. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, we talked a little about it. Yeah.
A little bit. It was so much fun. I loved it.
Growing
I
up
loved
on a
this game.
farm after working on the farm all day, you're just like,
Go home
You know
and-
what I want to do? I want to do some more farm stuff on a game.
I was.
My dad was like, "Why? What are you doing? Like, you're playing a game where you have to feed cows. Get up and go feed your cows."
It's funny. I was talking to Angela's one of the other guys that does the podcast with us.
Man down! This is a travesty. Oh no, I'm all covered in beer.
Oh God.
Let's hope you don't get pulled over tonight.
Oh, seriously.
Oh, well, don't jinx the man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl. My beer just exploded.
That was pretty.
It does that.
It was like a volcano.
You got to be real careful with this stuff, unfortunately.
Anyone
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Pause it for me.
You're the best.
There's a pause button, not a stop, but a pause.
Pause.
You know,
I'll show it to you later,
That
Steve.
did remind me. Sorry, hang on. I had a burp. No, it's not coming. That just reminded me. I was watching. We'll go back to your Harvest Moon story afterwards, Steve. But I was watching Arrow today, and
Such a good show.
I would say that, but the first fucking episode was garbage, man. Like,
Like,
I was bored out of my gore.
What, hold on, like season 1, episode
Season
1?
6.
Oh, season 6?
Yes.
What's
season
happening
six.
I could not get into that show.
Oh,
Arrow?
could.
Seriously?
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
could not.
The first season, the first like couple of seasons.
Yeah,
I
like-
want to say the first 3 seasons were amazing.
I love the
Until-
Leah and you
yeah,
flashbacks.
until-
That's what got me through the season.
Until he started going like, I'm not gonna kill people anymore. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
My wife
But I
watched
mean-
the first 2, I think, and I was just like, this is so tedious to me. I don't know.
It's long. Like, and I think, dude, it was so boring. And like all the fights now are like over choreographed and they don't look good. But like they're over choreographed and they don't look good.
But I mean, like,
It really doesn't like you today.
It's like
The beer
just
really wants to
sitting at
spill.
the top.
we'll get you a straw. I just like how
For my-
Stephen Amell does all his own stunts.
Yeah, and that's cool.
cool.
But his leading task fucking blows. Do you want another beer? Jesus.
I don't know what is
Why
going
so
were you
abrupt.
just tonguing the beer
on.
bottle?
I was trying to
get-
like get it.
Do you want a glass?
I just look over and
I can get you
He's
a
just
mug.
going.
and he's like to the edge
He's
of
practicing
the
for
beer bottle.
tonight.
Do you want a mug?
It's gonna be really late when I get home. I don't know.
Do you want a mug or no?
No. I'm all
Okay, all right.
Thanks.
But yeah, dude, it was so fucking boring to the point where like I turned it off. I never turned Arrow off until this season. I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. Today.
I mean, this season has been pretty weak.
Flash
I ain't gonna lie.
Flash was pretty good.
Eh.
Flash is pretty bomb this
I've
season.
not even.
I've been a
touched-
more Arrow fan than Flash.
Dude, I think that we should start a segment called "A Moment with Siri,"
A moment with Siri. Why?
and then you just like talk to Siri and just be like, "Siri, you're a bitch," and just see
Dude,
what she says.
I cuss at my phone.
I fucking hate this goddamn pop filter. All right, I'm sorry.
Why? Pop.
Keep
pop,
fucking
Gets rid of all of his plosives.
Yeah, yeah.
Plosives.
Pop, ta. You know. Totally different. Totally different if
That's disgusting.
totally different if I was to take that out. Just so you know.
Yeah.
You sound like a jackass.
I always
saying.
sound like a jackass.
But anyway, Steve, tell
Okay.
us about your dad.
So-
oh no, I was telling
Dad.
about Angelo, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, and you plant like you farm in this game, and he's like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me, man? Just go outside
It's
and
so
do that in
cool.
real life. And I was like, Angelo, it doesn't take 15 minutes for me to farm,
Right.
okay?
Exactly.
I don't want to do any of that.
So I play this game. Okay. Blah blah blah. I was a subscriber to Nintendo Power.
no
back
shit,
in the
okay.
day. Oh yeah, man. So I got my Nintendo Power one month, and there on the cover was Harvest Moon 64. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. I cannot wait to play this game. It looked, I mean, it was all 3D. Excuse me. It was,
Yeah, we're all burpy.
It was so cool. This
from
thing is
all the
like-
foam.
It's
Look
yeah,
at
it's,
that. I know
Yeah.
it's just a bottle of foam. This game, I was like, this is going to be so amazing. I can't wait. And it said it was coming out. You know, I was like, yes, this is great. I told my mom, this is what I want for my birthday. I was like, I want this game so bad. It was. So this was 1999, I think, when it came out. I called Electronics Boutique
to buy it.
to find it.
Oh, okay.
I called Electronics Boutique. I called Kmart. I called another EB. I called.
EB Games.
oh my god, I
yeah,
forgot about
you just
that.
totally threw
Yeah.
me back
Yeah.
in time when you said
I
that.
called. There was a game shop in town in Medina called. What was that? Was it Funko Land? I think. And like, I called all these stores every week. I called all of them every week looking for this game. No one ever had it in stock.
You couldn't order it or anything?
They never offered to. I was 11 years old. I don't know
True,
about,
you
I don't know
never thought
about that, you
yeah.
know. Nobody ever had it in stock. I'd call them every week. I called all of these different stores every week. Finally,
You should have called Nintendo.
I know, right? Like,
You know what's funny?
They were Nintendo America apparently was super involved.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
they were really cool about
yeah,
stuff
like
back then.
yeah.
You-
I feel like I legitimately feel
I
like
know.
you
If I
called
would have,
them,
they probably would have done. They probably would have given me all kinds of swag and stuff
Yeah.
too. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Like
so
a little-
I'm calling around. I'm calling all these places. Finally, it was. I just talked to my mom about this recently. It was a year. It was a year
After
Whoa.
released?
after this game came out in the U.S. A year. Finally, and the EB in Strongsville at the mall.
Did they call you by name? Hey, Steve, it's here.
I called and they were like, yeah, we've got it. I was like, oh my gosh. I told my mom, we got to go now. We jumped in the car and we drove to the mall and picked it up. It was a used copy of it.
No shit.
Somehow I don't know where the hell it came from, you know. I got it, took it home. I mean, it was in the box and it had the box. Actually, what it was a display copy. So it was like a demo.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
it was in one of the demo machines and they gave it to me. And I was like, this is amazing. My mom bought it for me. It was my birthday present from a year before. Like, I was like, finally, I played that game so much. I loved it. Actually,
I thought, I really thought the end of this story was gonna be like, I fucking hated it. I hated the Nintendo 64 version so much.
funny.
Actually,
Actually,
Hey, Steve, do me a favor.
I'm
Turn
sorry.
your mic a little bit.
You-
I just
I
realized
was
why
waiting
for that.
Yeah, sorry.
You,
You're good.
you know,
Sorry.
it picked you up for the most part.
you know what's really funny is talking about these older games. It kind of makes me remember. Do you guys remember when like the PlayStation 2 came out and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
How you could go up to like Toys R Us and get a brand new game for like $20.
Yeah.
You
the
walk
good
in
old
and
times.
it was like $20, and I'm like, Dad, can I get this? He's like, yeah, you can get it. It's only $20. Now you walk into the store.
60.
Now if you have kids, it's like, Dad, can I get this game? Hell no, that game's $71. Get
You know,
the hell out of here.
I took
Paying for that.
I took my sister to the movie, and that just reminded me of something. But I took her to the movies, and then I took her to GameStop, and I was like, "You were
Yeah.
really good today,
Yeah.
so you know what? I'll buy you a game, but you got to go to the used section because I knew." And like the used section's right next to the video, like the actual brand new video game
Yeah.
section, which fucking pissed me off because she kept like, I was like,
Looking
you gotta
at
look
the
here.
new.
I was like, you gotta look here, and she'd be like, yeah, sure, and then her head would turn like a total
no. You need
90
blinders.
degrees.
You need
Yeah, and
blinders.
she'd like
Horse
walk to it.
blinders.
I'd be like, hey, no, these are $40 games. I'm not buying you a $40 game. I'm buying you a
You should have just,
$13 game.
just told her a limit, like a money limit.
I did. I was like, $13 is your limit, little girl, because I already spent a bunch of money at the movies. Like, no way. So I ended up spending like $22 on like a
Because I'm sure you got,
Knots game that she really
Yeah.
wanted. 'Cause
I'm
I was
sure
like,
you
know
got
what?
something
Yeah,
for
we'll get
yourself
it.
too.
I did not. I buy most of my stuff digitally because I'm awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, coming from the
fucking
one
saw the worst movie in the world.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, what did you see?
Show Dogs. Yep. Show Dogs. The movie about
I don't
a
even
dog
know what that is.
that
It got
he's
recalled.
it did. Oh yeah, that's right. That movie.
I
The
was
movie that
telling
got
you.
recalled. So
Because of an alleged child rape. Promotes child rape.
What?
What in the name?
I don't know about that. I did fall asleep in the movie.
It was. I heard it on the radio. It got pulled. This movie got pulled because in one of the scenes, like one of the because the dog has to get touched down there to be checked pretty much.
Yeah, that's they do. They
during
check
the event.
like
Yeah, well,
because
yeah.
there's a show.
Yeah,
right?
it's a show dog.
They check
And
the
so
dogs.
the guy was like, the main dog was like, I'm having really bad anxiety. I don't want nobody touching it. And one of the other dogs was like, oh, just
Go
like
to your
imagine,
happy
Go to your
place.
happy place.
That's
Imagine
right.
something else.
Yeah,
And so, like,
there was
you
a
know-
big thing is like you got to go to your happy place when
That's
that
like
happens.
that's like grooming for sexual predators.
Yeah.
Like, that's disgusting.
But I'm just like seriously, it's
The
a
movie had a 20% on Rotten. I think it had like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Was it garbage?
It was so bad. I fell asleep. And the thing about it is, they recalled a really good movie because who's the guy that the voices Lego Batman?
Will
Oh, I have no idea.
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, and he's the leading character in this movie.
Okay.
And at one point, somebody went like, "You're not Batman" or something like that, and then he goes, "Who told you?" And like in the voice, and I went, "Oh, nice, a callback to an actual good movie."
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a moment where like they have to fucking like they have to like clean the dog's butthole essentially.
In a
Yeah.
kids movie.
Well, you see the dog's face. You don't see his like
That's like-
his ass. But like they gotta clean, like they gotta shave all that, I guess. So like the guy, like him and the dog are like arguing, but like the dog can talk, but he doesn't actually understand him or whatever. He's like, "Oh, this dog's an asshole. Let me do it." And like you see the dog, and like you see like him like apply whatever, and they just pull down like the thing, and then the dog's face goes like, "Oh!" I was like, the moment that happened, I was like, I fucking hate this movie. I was like, this is the worst. And it had like pigeons and shit. It was bad. It was such a bad movie.
So the last movie I took one of my sisters to see, and this is crazy because this sister is, well, she's 19 now. I took her, gosh, this had to have been like almost 10 years ago. I took her to see Ponyo. Did you guys see that movie?
Ponyo.
What?
My sister loves Ponyo.
That is such a good movie. But I took her to see that, and I also
Studio Ghibli.
fell asleep. It's such a good movie. I love it. Absolutely. I mean, it's so relaxing, and it's beautiful. But I fell asleep during that movie at the theater.
Favorite Pixar movie? All of you.
That's okay.
Oh shit.
Oh no! Did you hear John Lasseter is leaving Pixar?
I'm not like
John Lasseter
follower.
wrote.
I like a lot of the
directed,
movies, but I don't.
Like Iron Giant, and he's been like head of Pixar for
Oh,
a
shit.
while now. Yeah, misconduct.
Oh no!
I was like, no. When I heard that, I couldn't believe it.
I'm waiting for somebody to say Jack Black because he's my idol.
Please don't.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Me
like,
too.
Come on, he's such a good guy.
I know, and I don't want to know about
I
that.
hate this. Like, okay, I feel like I'm like, oh,
I feel like a piece of crap for liking all these actors
it's like
that are
no,
like
no, no,
assholes.
no, no, I really like you.
Well,
Please
even
don't,
the-
please
well,
don't be so
what I just-
rapey.
No, like what I just found out.
Name of the episode, please don't be so rapey.
I just found out like the charges got dropped for the guy who, the guy on the ranch and who played Hyde on that '70s show.
Oh, really?
Danny
Yeah.
Masterson.
Oh, did he get
Yeah.
accused of something?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
accused for the
Yeah,
Pound
they-
Me Too.
They kicked him
did-
off of the ranch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No
like even
shit.
at like they just straight canned him even before like anything was
they- yeah.
investigated.
Before any proof or anything.
That sucks.
Like he
Like once you get accused in this, you're
Well,
blackballed.
Well,
Period.
you know that Danny Masterson was he was one of the creators of the ranch. They
Yeah.
kicked him.
That's
Netflix
insane.
kicked him off of his own show.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
And Morgan
unfortunately,
Freeman, that one was
unfortunately-
funny as
Okay,
hell.
first of all, the Morgan Freeman
He's
one
like
was
a dirty
stupid.
old man, though. Like, right?
Yeah,
like
Like, I mean,
Once
we
you
all
saw
know
the-
that already. Like,
not even that.
the
like,
worst part
the
is
video
like, it
I
was
saw.
barely anything. Have
What
you seen
happened?
the video of it?
no, I haven't.
Oh
Oh,
my
it's bad.
God.
So this interviewer like
It
asked
was
him a
f-
question, and he nonchalantly goes,
Oh, not
like,
even him. Not even him. It wasn't. The question wasn't even towards him. It was to the Michael Caine.
Yeah, and then he nonchalantly answers the question like,
No,
I
what-
would have liked to seen you there or something.
No,
like that.
he
That's
would have.
it.
No, not even that. It was like an acute. Like he looked like Michael Caine. I think it was like looked at a girl, a
I'm gonna look
pregnant
this up.
woman, and stuff, and said something. Sorry, and then I think from what because he was said, I would like to see that. I would have liked, or no, I would have liked to seen that.
Yeah,
As in like
yeah.
being part of that, being right there. That thing. What like he was not even directing it towards the woman, and that's like if you would watch the video,
Like,
and it's like you're accusing Morgan Freeman
and,
of this.
and again,
Seriously?
we're getting back into what we were talking about before. Some of these girls are making it harder
yeah.
for
for
others.
the actual people that
Well, like-
stuff did happen to.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but like, who wants to put themselves in any kind of a situation where they
Like-
could be accused of something
Well,
like that?
it was like the old George Bush, the one who's in
Yeah.
a wheelchair
Yeah.
and shit now. Like,
Seriously,
you went up to take a picture with him. He's in a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he put his
I mean,
arm around
he's
you
in-
for the
he-
picture.
But I mean, he's an old man. He might have.
like,
He might have copped the feel.
Okay, so like that's like a thing. I know, like I've known old dudes who like you
Do
know,
that.
when they were
They
with
do that.
it, they never would have done anything like that.
Yeah.
But like
Now that
but
they're
when
old.
when they're like they've lost their faculties and stuff, like maybe they were like that when they were young.
Especially
like,
with the Stan
you know,
Lee
and
one,
especially
too.
okay, you know, talking about George Bush. Okay, he was a powerful guy from a powerful family. All right, maybe he was a little handsy when he was younger, you know,
Or even like the Bill-
when he was young,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe he was, maybe he just did that, maybe he stopped doing that, and then and then he's an old man, and now he's feeling up nurses and
But I mean, like,
reporters.
The thing is, though, with the nurses, like, even people that work in the field are like, this happens. You just tell them no and stop.
I mean, like, I'm not justifying that by any means.
Yeah,
Like,
no. But like, people who work in this field that take care of old people,
Yeah.
they do that, and they just tell them, you have to stop this, and they stop.
I mean, okay, I worked with mentally handicapped individuals for 8 years, 7.5, 8 years, something like that. And, like, I had guys that were, like, you know, real creepy with me and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's just the way it is. Like, you know, you deal with it.
I mean, they're old, you know, as horrible as it sounds, they might not be around too much longer, kind of thing. So some things you
mean,
let
like,
roll off.
Neither is
some things-
Cosby, but he should be in prison.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
but,
well,
but
I
that's
mean,
actually
Yeah, he should be in fucking
Well,
prison.
yeah, but he's
like,
been doing that like
screw
for
you, dude.
for
Like,
years and years.
He's
But,
also
like,
a rapist.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for a guy who's like old and practically on his deathbed, who just is like, I'm just gonna move my hand from your back down to your butt, and you just tell him, hey, you need to stop that, and his hand goes
Let's
back up.
definitely not
I'm not
give
justifying.
them any justify.
No,
any
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
excuses for
justifying.
people.
No,
No, I know,
totally
but
in
it just
agreement.
I definitely don't want to be put out there that we in any way and
Oh, no,
allow
I-
people like think it's okay.
I don't
Because
think it's
not.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not
you know?
okay.
No.
The way you were saying it, I'm not saying that you feel that way. I'm just saying the way that you were saying it might make somebody
But
think
I'm-
that you feel that way, and I know you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't feel that way, but it's like, if somebody like a nurse kind of thing. Do you guys get what I'm coming from?
I do, but
I'm not-
Not everybody might.
No, but not
Yeah,
everybody might. Not
true.
everybody might. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody's got their own opinion.
Right. I was trying to find the video with Morgan Freeman, but I could not fucking find it.
Huh.
Like, because that interview is really funny, man. It's really funny because she asked the question to Michael Caine. He, like, says something, and Morgan Freeman says something. And then the whole thing is, like, the girl's like, oh, I felt like, you know, he was looking me up and down, and, like, he was undressing me with his words and all this other shit. And
So
I'm like,
basically, the man with the most beautiful voice in the world
said
cracked a joke,
Yeah,
and you got offended by it.
barely. Yeah,
So
barely cracked the joke.
now,
Yeah,
you're
it's...
accusing him.
Here it
of,
is.
That's so
Oh, there you go,
stupid.
Darian. Good
got
job. Here, let's pause for a second.
expert YouTuber.
We're back.
Screw you! That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
We just
That
watched
is
the
what I'm
video
talking about.
Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman.
He's literally making a joke at Michael Caine's expense
About
Right.
wishing
about
he-
him making
Exactly.
a fool of himself by congratulating a woman about being pregnant.
And
Who
she
You
wasn't?
guys haven't done it for 50 years since.
Not that he's saying he wishes he was there to watch her get pregnant or something. Like, that's not what.
He just
And
wanted
it wasn't even about the lady who was asking the question who he was talking to.
Right.
Oh, screw
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. And I think with that, I want to go to our last question of the night before we end this episode of the Designated Drinkers podcast. And what we do now, Steve, is we do the icebreakers at the beginning, and then we do Ask Reddit question at the end.
Nice.
Yeah, so I like this little format that we're starting. And the question from Reddit is by Huge Tortoise 151, and it's adults of Reddit.
That's what I
is
call
the-
my penis.
What is the strangest teen trend you have seen?
Jinko jeans.
Flossing.
What?
Oh gosh.
The
I-
dance.
I
where, like,
only know
like,
that because
the one
of
that
Reddit.
you go-
Fortnite. And shit
Yeah,
like that?
like the dance where like you go like one side back and
I
then,
thought
like,
that you were talking about. I find it weird that teenagers are
all
flossing their
these
teeth
kids
now.
flossing.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't floss my damn teeth.
me neither. I forget.
I
I'm
do.
supposed to.
Well, like there's actually conflicting evidence on that. It may not be as beneficial.
Yeah,
as they
apparently
say that
it's
it is.
not. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you could do it and it's not
I don't-
bad for
Might
you,
not-
but
no, but it
I
doesn't
only,
necessarily do
I only
anything for
really
you.
do it like if I have something in my teeth that I
Yeah.
can't get out because it
I
pisses
do.
me off.
I do sometimes. I floss. I go
I
through like
barely.
phases.
Like yeah, there's sometimes where I'm like I
Yeah.
need to make my teeth healthier.
Yeah.
And I used to do it, but then I found out and I was like
I did it for
Meh.
a week after a dentist.
I use mouthwash.
After you go to the dentist, and then he tells you.
I do it when the dentist goes. You might have a little gingivitis. You gotta take care of. Floss more.
Or so like when it looks like a Saw movie when you spit into the
Yeah.
sink.
Oh, gross. Yeah. Ooh, I have sensitive gums.
We do.
Yeah,
all,
I do.
Yeah, me too. We all
I-
now know that Darian's a spitter.
I am.
I definitely.
No,
I
I'm
definitely.
a quitter. Mama
I,
raised a quitter.
I definitely think Is that talking about modern day or just period?
It just says, what is the strangest teen trend
So
you have seen?
most likely meaning
Any
because
trend.
it said adults of Reddit.
I did.
Yeah, it's like
I-
we're seeing what kids do now.
Yeah.
I definitely think Jenko jeans.
Here,
Those big big
like
big baggy jeans.
Yeah, like-
emo guys would wear them, like like
Juggalos.
the really big fucking pants.
I don't know. Like,
Or
I
the
don't-
or the shorts that went down to their ankles, but they were
Yep.
shorts.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
for
around
ICP
any
fans.
kids. Like, I mean, I'm around my kids who are,
Right.
4.
Pregnancy. That's another weird trend.
But that's more in people of our age now. It's like see all these
And
people
16 and pregnant.
and I'm like, ew, no, not yet, not for me. No.
Gosh, I don't even know. Like, what's something?
Repeat the question again, please.
For the fourth time.
This is like
What
the
is-
simplest question.
What
in
is
the
the
world.
strangest teen trend you have seen?
I mean, like, okay, I have
Teen
been seeing,
trend.
like, I've been seeing a lot of. Okay, I was at the barber shop the other day, and there were these, high school kids in the barber shop, and they were all talking about Fortnite. Like, I don't get it. I play PUBG.
Ooh, another
I'm
teen
more
trend.
PUBG fan.
Yeah.
than
Another
Fort.
teen trend that I have noticed: people masturbating at the hair cutting places.
What in the hell?
What the fuck?
That's a thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
out in
like
the
a thing.
open?
No,
I've
no,
seen the
like when
joke
when
where you're messing with your phone.
Yeah, that. But it's also a thing.
What?
Like, when like they have like the cape or
Yeah.
like the thing on, like they masturbate.
What is
and
it, the
think
rug?
it's
What in
weird.
the what?
Like I don't understand why.
What
I've
are you
seen the
doing?
prank where
And
you
like they
play with
record,
your-
like
flip
they
your phone.
record themselves, and I'm like, this is weird now.
You
Like, actually, or just pretending to?
Well, both.
Like, I see the prank.
both.
No,
I
no,
think it's odd.
Neither.
dude,
think it's odd.
if I had a kid and I found out that my kid was doing that at the fucking hair cutting place, I'd walk over there and start beating his ass while he
I
was
see.
getting his hair
Okay,
cut.
Yeah.
I practice peaceful parenting, and I would be tempted to do that myself.
I will beat your ass.
What are you doing?
Beat you to death.
I've never lived in the ghetto in my life, but out of nowhere you would just see me go ghetto. You'd just be like, "What in the fuck are you doing, motherfucker? Put your dick away!" Like,
What in the hell?
Right.
No, no.
Right.
Just
yeah.
no.
Have you witnessed this in the wild?
I've not witnessed this in the
thank
wild.
God.
Just
I
in
think-
the interwebs.
I think that the
Jesus
weirdest
Christ.
one that I've seen is ass eating.
Yeah, but that's more a millennial thing. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Did you ever hear that joke? When all that Tide Pod
Yeah, it was
challenge.
the
Yeah.
Tide Pod thing.
So
was fucking ridiculous.
that was a stupid trend, but
That was yeah.
what
No, how about
Most
challenges?
of that was made up, though. Most of
Challenges
it
in
was like,
general.
There's still the
There's
thing
still
about it
kids
is
that
people's
did it.
yeah.
minds.
No, I know,
Kid-
but
children's-
most of it.
Yeah, children's minds are molded.
well,
Yeah, well,
the-
yeah.
the-
But it would never, if they didn't pick it up and follow it in the news, it
Yes.
probably would not.
It would have
been-
died
Well,
right away.
the, the, the
Like
fun-
90% of the crap that happens on the internet.
there
you know?
there was a
Yep.
meme though of it that it was like,
Stop
mu-
blaming millennials.
yeah, stop. Millennials don't eat Tide Pods; they eat ass.
yeah.
It was probably the best thing that
Yeah.
came out of that. It
Yeah,
was
that was the
hilarious.
best thing that came out of that. But let me read the top comment of Reddit because it's always really funny to me.
I think we need a different question. Is there another question?
I guess if you want me to find another one.
Yeah.
Let's
Do
just
it.
do a little bit of a better one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had like 4 good answers, but that's fine.
What is the cheesiest joke for a 5-year-old who loves them?
What?
What?
A cheesy joke.
Oh,
We said
for
a good one.
5-year-olds who love cheesy jokes.
Yeah.
Well, now they wouldn't really understand it, but
Yeah.
how do you find Will Smith in a snowstorm?
How?
You look for Fresh Prince. A 5-year-old wouldn't get that, but
That's really funny.
I find it pretty funny.
I'm trying to think of any of the jokes that my brothers have told me in the last 2 days, and I cannot think of one at the moment. Fuck. That's a
That's the
that's
worst.
a tough
well,
one
like
for
when
me.
you have to like think of something like that
Hold
on the
on.
fly.
Oh, you were saying a bunch of really funny jokes earlier, Darian.
I'm going to.
And you know, this is not a cheesy joke, and it's definitely not for a 5-year-old. But you actually, Tom, I think you're the one that told me this one. But it was something along the lines of, what?
What's the hardest part to eat on a vegetable?
Oh my
no,
gosh.
no, no, no,
The
no,
wheelchair.
It's terrible.
no. It was something along the lines of like,
Oh, I got
um,
one.
what's the difference between like a Corvette and masturbating?
Oh, what's the difference? What's the difference between a Ferrari and an erection?
What?
I don't have a Ferrari.
All right.
Yeah,
I got
dude,
one.
it's so good. It's so good.
That's disgusting.
I was telling these to Carlo and Tom earlier. Says, when I was a kid, my dad sat me down and showed me pictures of why I should always wear a condom. Funny thing is, they were all pictures of me.
When I die, I want to go out peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming and yelling like the passengers in his car.
And I think with that, I want to say thank you very much to
I have
everybody
one
for
more.
listening to the Designated Drinkers podcast. My name is Carlo,
Tom.
And Darian.
and our special guest.
Steve.
Thank you, Steve, for joining us. You guys will hear Steve in the next episode again. Please.
But before we end,
Oh, God
I
damn
got
it, no.
one-
I cut
I got
Darian
one
off.
last one, you
Fuck
son of a bitch.
Fuck you.
Cut him off.
Thank
Cut
you
him.
very much
No.
for listening
Cut
to the
him.
Designated Drinkers
Please,
podcast.
do it now.
Six friends in the fridge to help me out. They told me they can't wait. I wanna meet my mouth. They'll get me through the evening now, baby, there's no doubt. You know they love to party, they wanna twist and shout. I've got 6 friends in the fridge to help me out.
This has been a Fat Lowell's Radio production. To hear more shows like this, go to soundcloud.com/FatLowellsRadio.